I'm recording a blog on perfectionism because it's an area that I've been in denial about. I was practicing Kiaikido in a dojo in Boulder and really wanted to get all the moves just right so I wouldn't have to unlearn and relearn them. Or at least that's what my mind was saying. And all of the senseis and the people that I worked with would tease me about that because they said no one gets it perfect. Even the black belts are still just practicing. So when I was in the dojo, I decided to do a little research on perfectionism. And I found a lab up at the University of British Columbia. It's called the Hewitt Lab. And what they have written really resonated with me. And unfortunately, I had all the traits that they attribute to perfectionists. So I'm going to tell you what those are so that if you're at all curious about yourself or someone in your life, you can have some ideas about at least more current research on perfectionism. At the Hewitt Lab, they talk about 3 different categories. The first category is to have perfectionistic traits, which are more enduring qualities. And under that category, there are 3. And the first one is expecting yourself to be perfect or needing yourself to be perfect. The places that I expect myself to be perfect or need to be perfect are in relationships. The second one is needing other people in your life to be perfect. I don't have kids or a partner currently, so the people in my life that I've often needed to be perfect are my best friends or my family. And the third one is that you think other people expect you to be perfect. The place that I think people expect me to be perfect is on the field, either soccer, ultimate frisbee, or when I'm presenting something, when I'm in a professional environment. In the second category from the Hewitt Lab, there are 3 subcategories, and this one is perfectionistic self-presentation. So the first one is you want to appear perfect. For me, that often comes in how I dress, how I present myself, and I want to look perfect. The second subcategory is non-display of imperfections, so not showing your imperfections. And the way this shows up for me is that I have been in hiding. I've been more and more self-aware over the years and seeing more and more areas that I don't really like. So I've pulled back from social activities or even just being out in the world so that nobody will see them, hoping that I can fix them and eventually go back out in the world when I'm perfect. But I don't think that's going to happen. So the third subcategory is non-disclosure of imperfections. So not talking about places that you feel imperfect. A couple of those places are my defensiveness and competitiveness. And the third category they call perfectionistic automatic cognitions, which are what we say to ourselves, our self-talk, and that they revolve around needing to be or appear perfect. And so I'm really grateful for the people in the dojo for how they held the space for me to be a perfectionist without having to be perfect, and that there was a lot of acceptance for just who I am as a person, which helped me to explore this, stop being in denial, admit that I'm a perfectionist, I guess work to accept myself just as I am. Those are the qualities or the characteristics that I hope that you can develop. First one is self-awareness, and maybe to admit either your perfectionism or have compassion for people in your life who might have perfectionistic traits. And then the second is to accept yourself and other people, all of us really, as we are. And the last thing I'll leave you with is a quote that a friend gave me the other day when I was having a perfectionistic moment. It's by Hannah Arendt, a philosopher. And here's what it says. In order to go on living, one must try to escape the death involved in perfectionism. So I wish you well on the journey of escaping the death of perfectionism.